Here among the corridors and classrooms of this Galway City school, they have been keeping a big secret. Because among the teaching staff here at Merlin College in Duishka is none other than a member of Team Gymnastics Ireland, who's preparing to represent her country at the European Tumbling and Trampoline Championships in Italy. We've come here today to meet up with Miss Molly Nightingale. She's originally from Gort, and here at the school she teaches PE, among other things. We're going to find out how she's feeling about the competitions and how her students feel about Miss Nightingale representing her country.
So tumbling is kind of, it goes as trampoline and tumbling. Those two events would always be paired together at a competition, but I just compete in the tumbling discipline. So it's 8 elements, and it's generally going backwards. You're usually doing, about 6 backflips into a huge end skill, or you will see some seniors will go a big skill in the middle to another big skill at the end. You are usually you're looking there, the judges would be looking at execution and difficulty. So again, how nicely you can perform those backflips to the end skill, how well you can land, and then how hard of a skill that you can perform at that execution level. So that's generally what you would be judged out of. So I started gymnastics when I was 10, and I started in artistic gymnastics, but I moved very quickly on to a club in Shannon, where I started tumbling, which is the discipline that I'll be competing in European Championships next week. Yeah, I tumbled there with my current gymnastics coach for a number of years, and then I started training with the national squad, where I qualified for World Championships in 2010, which was a junior event. And I got 13th in the world at that event. And yeah, so I trained. That was kind of one of my last big events. And I returned back to the sport at about 21 years of age. So I went off to college and did my leave insert and things like that. And I've been training ever since. I've been the senior national champion since I returned, and just received national champion on the weekend, just gone. And yeah, so that's kind of where I am now. And I'm now training in Renmore Gymnastics Club with my current coach, Elaine Ryan, who was my coach since I was 10 years of age.
So all the way up, there's been a lot of dedication from both you and your family to make it to where you are today.
Yeah, so huge amounts of dedication. So when I was younger, my mom was obviously having to be on the road constantly, driving me to different events. So she had to drive me to Cavan a lot for training, which was, multiple times a week. And I was doing my junior cert as well, so she had to have me back down to school and things like that. Also, travelling to Shannon was a big commitment at the start because there was no motorways or anything like that. So it was a good hour to a bit of a journey. And again, just competitions, weekends, things like that. Even for my partner now, just different competitions. It's hard to drive yourself to events because you're obviously, mentally you want to be prepared. So asking them to make trips for me and stuff like that. Even as silly as cooking meals and things for me, because I'm also full-time working. So I usually come to work at about, I usually leave the house at 7:30, or if I have a gym session, I'd leave at 6:30. And then I would come to Galway to work here in Merlin College. I would stay here until about 4:30, 5 o'clock, get my coursework done or whatever I need to, and then I would go on to training then for 3 hours. And then I would be home in the door around 8:30, 9. So again, meal prep is something that's so important for training. So it's great to have the bit of support from the family at home, which is great.
She's a very great teacher. She's always in a good mood. And we had her for gymnastics. She was a very good coach. And I had the best fun with it.
When I joined Merlin College, I noticed that they hadn't any gymnastics or anything for students that would be interested in kind of the dance and gymnastics area. So I thought it would be a nice one. The school here is hugely inclusive. They really like to expand and open up the doors for everybody. So I thought it might be a really good idea to kind of have an extracurricular where kids can go and do a little bit of gymnastics, even if it's beginner or they've done it before. So yeah, in September we started up a small gymnastics club, and it just runs just after school. And some of my students would be coming to that classes and things, and they really love it because it's different. And if you don't play a team sport or you don't play a sport that kind of is already done in school, you feel like you have a little, you know, you don't have anything. So it's really nice for them to have something that they can kind of do well in school as well.
I'm really excited and very glad that she was our coach, and I'm very proud of her.
Yeah, I'm very proud. Surprised as well. Yeah, I didn't know about it, so I was very pleased to find out. Very shocked.
Yeah, so I suppose I wouldn't have had said much to them about me doing gymnastics and things. So I suppose when a lot of them heard it for the first time that I had actually qualified for a huge event, they were like, wow, miss, we didn't actually realise that you were that good. That's kind of the main comment. So yeah, they're very excited, and a lot of them haven't seen the video on our Instagram, and they were like, wow, like, you just turned so many times. So yeah, it's really exciting, and they're all like really supportive. Again, along with all the teachers as well. I don't think many of the teachers here knew that that was kind of a big passion for me. So yeah, the support has been great, and they've all been really encouraging for the week ahead.
Hope you do well in it, and
Good luck
and do best, honestly.
I'm really, like GB are the top contenders out there, one of the top contenders anyway, and always have been, and we've been lucky enough to get some training with coaches and other gymnasts over there as well. But I'm really hoping if I put out my best, I could potentially make finals, which would be top 8. But again, this is my first senior event, so I'm going out there to perform, do my job and land on my feet. And hopefully with that, I potentially could make finals. But as I said, it's my first event, so I really hope to just go out there, do my best, do my country proud, and hopefully move on and go on to bigger events.